Buenas noches, mi gente. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much all to be here tonight with us. It's really an honor, as always, to create spaces where people as human beings can gather together, celebrate our culture, how amazing we are, and just have a space to celebrate ourselves. So give yourself a really big round of applause, mi gente, because especially in the times that we are, more than ever, we have to create spaces like this in which culture, music, and art is telling our stories. We cannot let that go, especially with moments like this. And I refuse to say people's name and what's happening because I'm not going to let the energy to get to us because we are stronger than that. But again, Mi Gente is a concept to come together to celebrate the music and culture of the Bronx and also to bring it as a link to New York City. Here with my co-partner, Jamil Lora, we've been creating Mi Gente. So now we're about to start our amazing program, and I'm really excited to give you a little bit background of this amazing artist, organizer, human being. His name is Henry Gonzalez, born and raised in New York City. He's a spoken word poet, essayist, and community organizer. Woo woo. Also, his poetry has been presented in different places like DC Slam Circuit, NYC spoken word scenes, and also he has performed at venues such as the New York Cafe. He's really deeply influenced by jazz, hip hop, and he infuses his poetry with heavy rhythms and storytelling and passion. Henry is currently part of the organizer of Million Hoodies and also a co-founder of Quisqueya Libre, an organizing collective to working on various diaspora unification projects in the Dominican Republic. So give yourself a round of applause for Henry.
We quick stomp on worn souls, avoid close brushes and soul touches with others around our home. Like kids know, no standing so close to lit coals, it might burn. We quick stomp on worn souls, avoid close brushes and soul touches with others around our home. Like kids know, no standing so close to lit coals, it might burn. Lately I've been thinking about wounds we never fully heal but force closed, throwing up shields to protect us against our woes, foes. Oh, so someone let me know what it takes to close a city kid's heart. How many homeless veterans in despair, kids arrested for skipped MTA fares, cops harassing lone brothers with no hope and no prayer? How many massacres till we stay scared, say we can't care? Because when empathy is energy, we're mentally exhausted, trying to keep ourselves together, often wondering if we lost it. We've been standing far apart like our bodies might be noxious and others are just waste of space or hurts of face toxic. No recognition or eye contact for a stranger. Sometimes I think vulnerability is the greatest danger. Sometimes I think vulnerability is our greatest savior. Because they say caring hurts, but apathy does too. So someone draw me lines between selflessness, selfishness, and self-love. I'm feeling confused. I just wish we could know our neighbors. I think we need community now rather than later. No more atomized cells. We need collectives to help ourselves be greater. I pray I give recognition and dignity to those I don't know and don't favor. I pray our city finds trust and finds love, and maybe one day it'll be easier to open up to a stranger. New York, will you answer my prayer? Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Henry Gonzalez. I'm a poet, a community organizer, co-founder of a collective called Quisqueya Libre. You can find us on Instagram at Quisqueya Libre. It's an organizing collective working on diaspora unification projects in the Dominican Republic. So we bring artists, activists, intellectuals, scholars back to the Dominican Republic to provide support for the community, offer cultural services, create an international network, and move for the upliftment of the island, right? This poem's about the Bronx. I confess that it was hard for me to love those blocks that never had as many parks as empty fenced-off lots, and my mama couldn't trust the schools were a good place to be taught. Those blocks where Halloween was one of the scarier days of the year, so at all costs, we always kept the doors locked. To this day, I don't enjoy the holiday. Yo, I prefer my candy store-bought. It was hard to love that Section 8 apartment with roaches that no amount of traps or poison could stop. I think I'll always hate them for the many ruined cereal box. I did love the car we had until it got jacked and stripped for parts. The cops later found its empty carcass, told us we should probably find a better place to park. It was hard for me to love those blocks that will probably never have as many parks as empty fenced-off lots. But I was grateful for the men who gave me pastelitos and frio-frios even when I didn't have enough change. For my Dominican barber who gave me a dope fade and some M&Ms if I sat still and behaved. For the bodegueros who treated me well and knew me by name. For the babysitters who didn't charge my mom more when she came home from work late. Lately, these gentrifiers have been coming into the Bronx after decades where our borough was left in the hard knocks. It's raising rents and closing businesses, but it's our community that really suffers. As we slowly get displaced into white America's abandoned suburbs, our lives made further diasporic, coming to feel singular and outnumbered, a culture scattered, lost to the forces of hegemonic urban planners and police scanners. It was hard for me to love those blocks, but I don't want us to lose ourselves in America's whitewashed melting pot. Le falta sazón. I recently got back from the Dominican Republic. I was there with organizing Project for Quisqueya Libre. We brought back a group of 10 Dominican and Latino artists to do a retreat in the Dominican Republic in collaboration with local artists, sharing a retreat space in Santo Domingo, putting on events for the public in La Zona Colonial, and doing a series of workshops and collaborations with each other. This is one of the pieces that came out of that experience. El barrio smells of fresh fruit and exhaust pipe. Barber's been rocked the same corner since the poet was a young tyke. Tío me saluda, bendiciones, then asks for money for his same vice. The homies all grown up but still feel trapped up in the same life. Some have vanished or went illegal. Took a yola to Puerto Rico. Mi tía quería quedarse allá, so se casó con un viejito. In Rabo Chivo, they play dominoes, and I have flashbacks to Wash Heights, where viejas feed birds with thrown rice. This barrio is fences lined with broken Presidente bottles. No one can afford spikes. There's rusty blues and red-green shanty shacks, and some Haitians own a bar the block down. Mi papi dice, yo hago negocio con ellos, pero no es sitio para el hangout. Black body, always good for money. Ain't it funny how it plays out? You know a gringo says the same when he passes by my dad's house. Passes by that damn town. Rabo Chivo, ten cuidado, no te meten lío, que aquí andan los narcos y se están matando a tiro. Home is not a place we pick, but the places we are formed. And for this family in diaspora, it's still us against the world. I ask my fam how they are doing. Estoy vivo, estoy bien. Life standard when you're from the goat tail, Rabo Chivo, meat chopped off and thrown away. This poem is about my experiences navigating Afro-Latinidad, especially in different educational settings. As an Afro-Latino often navigating white spaces, identity confusion was the definition of my daily basis. I spent years immersed in stories of brave heroes with white faces, supposed astute observer, taught to define beauty by what a racist culture's taste is. Never in stasis, experience causing constantly worse reformations, the supreme cultural information was to internalize self-hatred. To learn that polo shirts and boat shoes could erase this, assimilation was offered as false salvation. Growing up, I've oftentimes been told, man, you're so articulate, your thinking is darn meticulous, so I don't even see your color, to do so would be ridiculous. My good traits couldn't be colored, so in my reflection I saw only other. Alienation sat deep as I learned to discover that what my world valued in me, they saw as abnormalities, but failure, that's what's inside of me. And even recognizing what our communities have done to me, I'm still learning to believe in myself. I'm still learning to love myself, while still believing that I was lucky because I got an education to empower myself. But if I was one of the lucky ones, don't try to tell me that all lives matter when I say that black lives do, spitting centuries-old liberal rhetoric, acting as if we haven't heard it before, like all men are created equal while black and indigenous blood spills on the floor. Peace to Standing Rock, our blood still spills on the floor. Bodies stay chilled in the morgue. I'm not sure if our lives have intrinsic worth. History goes back and forth, but we, the collective core, are truth creators. You can call us reality crafters, the way we construct the truths we live with. And All Lives Matter tells a different truth than your practices and vision. So don't come with this shit you feed our children and our kindred. Because I believe that Black lives matter. And against a world that's taught me otherwise, I believe that my life matters too. But what will be our collective truth? How y'all feeling? Yeah. Thank you. Yo, I grew up in a nation that condemns the impoverished and praises equal opportunity while it's quietly demolished. They say inequality is at an all-time high, and so the rich are getting richer while the poor get left behind. The middle class is shrinking while expanding waistlines are on the rise, building the illusion that we're well-fed and well-off and America is just fine. But a subsidized big agribusiness dollar burger is not food for the mind. Our people are malnourished in food deserts, life expectancy on the decline. These politicians play the blame game, say, take responsibility for your lives. We're not the ones stuffing you with cheeseburgers and fries. As if a working class parent had the resources or time. As if it was the people's fault their public education was a sham and a lie. Unequal distribution of wealth at the heart of a system whose stated purpose is to equalize. At some schools, the youth are systematically disenfranchised, and you don't need more than a zip code to know how the schools in your neighborhood are designed. Universal health care and other welfare can only treat the symptoms of a system that sends the poor to die. I'm sorry, Sam, but a change ain't ever gonna come when the impoverished can't even make it to the voting lines. It's modern day oppression invisible to the naked eye. Equality of opportunity is dead, yet a corrupt political tells me democracy is alive. Some people call me a radical because I read Franz Fanon and Marx. They tell me there's a revolution coming and I just have to wait for it to start. I look at society today and feel that it's falling apart. Class warfare, so many casualties, it takes a toll on my heart. Systemic change seems far away, but I will always do my part. Fight the system, save the victims. Activism is my art. Because I have to believe that this world won't last forever, that the people will rise and we will all stand together. I guess religious or not, I need to believe there's something better. Thank you. That was actually one of the first spoken word pieces that I really started performing when I started going to like open mics, slams, and I wrote that when I was 18. I guess that was 3 years ago. And there's definitely been times where I felt I lost the confidence in that poem, where I felt kind of like, what am I talking about here? And so later this other piece came out that was more, a little bit more doubtful. I stayed woke today and read another black boy's body found. But when I'm chilling with my homies, all I want to do is write songs and puff loud. Heartbroken, of course, but how can I help so overwhelmed when the world is falling down? Should I politicize myself? Now I'm retracting from a crowd, because life has got a lot of darkness and I can't refract a shroud. I'm just frustrated with my spitting of didacticisms, talking about attacking systems, fracking and fucked up nationalism, saving victims like, who the fuck do I think I am? I don't know, I'm just a man devising a plan, don't even know if I'm a good man, but I know I'll practice at this life till I am. And so maybe I should be focused on my inner conflicts and contradictions, but in reflection it seems inseparable from these transnational conditions, like global warming and capitalism, racism and sexism combining, producing our personal demons and afflictions. And I guess I have anxiety about feeling like there's too many problems in this world for me to make a difference, but I just have to take it one step at a time. This stress can't break my stride, continuing on my intertwined missions. My life's wounds are sealing, but my wounds will never finish healing when this world keeps putting people in the same old positions. Lately, I've been gaining cognizance that though I've been through hardship, education has me being pulled into a world of privilege, residing somewhere between their scrimmage. They've pulled one foot out of the old hood, but the other one will never give in. All right, y'all. I just got one more piece for y'all. It's dedicated to my mom. I like to close out the sets with it whenever I can. Mommy, I'm sorry I wouldn't respond back to you in Spanish, and that for too long I let our culture vanish. But I was just trying to make some friends, and these damn kids refuse to say my name properly. But I was just trying to make some friends, and these damn kids refuse to say my name properly. Ma, I don't want you to get mad, but their parents said we couldn't play together unless it was on their property. Like, why can't your friends come over this time? I remember you often asked of me, well, I love my room, but I want to go somewhere else. I used to respond awkwardly. I couldn't tell you that living where we did meant that my friends could never hang out with me, although for too long I did let this country blind me to the richness in our poverty. Porque mami, tú has pasado demasiado trabajo. Y mami, perdón que ya no te beso la mano. Y no sé si por eso soy un dominicano, un hijo malo, pero mami, gracias por tus bendiciones. Y gracias por tu amor, por darme maíz y trigo cuando yo era tu pequeño pollito. Gracias por aguantar mis gritos. I promise I'll always be your little dominicanito. And I'll respond back to you in Spanish. And I won't forget where we came from, what you've done for me, what we've been through. Te amo, mami, I love you. In Trump days, I'll scream it louder. Te amo, mami, I love you! And know that because of you, forever when I sleep at night, yo soñaré con los angelitos. Thank you.
Isn't he amazing? Give him a really big round of applause. Thank you so much, Henry, for talking from a very real perspective. It's so deep, and like it's just like you go inside and you just think about all of the words that he's sharing with us tonight. And we're gonna continue sharing. We're gonna continue telling our stories because that's what we're doing tonight. So also I think that another value that we live by as Mi Gente is that we want to be intergenerational. We want to bring the wisdom of our elders because in this moment, they also have a message for us. So I want to share with you a little bit of background of the next spoken word artist. Her name is Lorraine Currelley, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. She's a poet, writer, multimedia artist, storyteller, also a mental health counselor and activist. She's the founder and executive director for Poets Network and Exchange. She's a widely anthologized and honored. Some of her publications include Mom Egg Review, Dovetails, Belladonna, Bling Beggar. Lorraine, she also has participated and be featured and advisor at the Cross Cultural Reading. Also, the Association of Writers and Writing Programs featured her in their June 2015 member spotlight. So please give yourself a round of applause for the amazing Lorraine Currelley.
You were given a brief introduction of who I am. Now I'm going to tell you who I am and where I come from. I was raised by a Southern Geechee, hard-working, hard-loving, strong woman. A woman who strutted her sassy daily to sacrifice and make ends meet. A woman who loved her children and lifted her dress, shouting, "Ah, shit," when dancing. A woman who loved God and knew she was loved. A woman who weaved collard greens, cornbread, and candied yams, and stomach quilts, and married smothered chicken to gravy and rice. A woman who knew lonely and at times ached for companionship and passion. A sexy and sensual woman. A smart, common sense woman who ate books and taught her children to do the same. I come from people whose skin was kissed by the sun and sung about by the gods. I come from clotheslines, pens, wash tubs, homemade baked biscuits, and hope. Laughter, strangling pain, go to the back of the bus, ancestral ritual, cotton plantations, raped humanity, midwives, breast milk, and fight. I come from butcher knife carrying women whose knives could rip through flesh like butter caressed bread if you gave them cause. I come from don't write no checks your ass can't cash. Don't start no shit, won't be none. Fuck with me and get lie thrown on your ass, woman. I come from Hey, it is what it is. I come from defiant by any means necessary women. Go next door and tell Agnes I said loan me a few dollars until check day. Sometimes paycheck gone, no loan. Gotta sell some pussy, not gonna let my children starve women. I come from stolen opportunity, anti-lynching, civil and human rights fighting women. I come from brave warrior women. Hatshepsut of Egypt, Candace of Monroe, Takahini of Maghreb, Amina of Hausaland, Helena and Sablawango of Ethiopia, and Zinga of Angola, Dona Patrice of Congo, Emma Tahasi of Lesotho, Rana Valuna, the first of Madagascar, Ya Santiwar of Asante, Mahenda of Zimbabwe, Harriet Tubman, Fannie Lou Hamer, Billie Holiday, strange fruit, stringing from the poplar trees. When and where I enter Paula Gettings, part of my soul went with him, Wendy Mandela women. I come from, oh Mary, don't you weep, and Kumbaya, come by here, women. I come from, I've been liberated all my life, picking crops from sun up to sundown. Never get no rest, women. Cooking in Miss Ann's kitchen, cleaning her house, taking care of her spoiled, badass children, fighting off the sexual advances of her no-good, trifling, low-life husband. I come from confident women who gave less than a damn about anybody's, much less a man's approval. Hey, Leroy, I heard your woman ran off with that fine woman living down the street. You know, man, maybe she would have stayed had you not beat her smile from her spirit. Women, I come from women who brushstroke loneliness, pain, and troubles with, baby, come by here tonight when my children sleep. Your right hand don't have to know what your left hand doing, women. Women who never pass judgment on another woman's need, knowing loneliness and a hungry body sometimes overrule good sense. Women still ready to whip a sister's friend's ass for betrayal. I come from women who shared food and watch out for each other's children. I come from, look at my face when I'm talking to you. Who did you come to visit, me or my shit house? Why your eyes looking all around my house? If you don't like what you see, get the fuck out my house, women. I come from yelling out the window, sitting on the stoop, looking through the peephole, loud talking and laughing women. I come from women and men whose love and pain birthed blues, jazz, bebop, hip-hop. It's all classical music. Who and where I come from? I come from ancestor women and men whose bones still cry out for justice, buried beneath murdered earth and ocean. Thank you. This is for you. I know we have writers. This is for you. When you write, write unsettling words, uncompromising, unfriendly, unafraid to be ugly words. Write words that crush and unearth truth, buried beneath revisionist historical stench, stolen history and appropriated genius. Your ancestral mothers and fathers raped blood. Write words that tear at skin, choking your throat until birth. Unapologetic words dismantling privilege, entitlement, and supremacy. Do not silence nor sell your ancient tongues. You were bought and paid for long ago. Do not bargain with ancient sacrifice, for when you die, our ancestors will not grant you peace. When you speak, speak courageously. You are never alone. Your words are sacred. Do not bless our oppressors with comfortable words carved to ease a humanity and spiritualism that never exist. Teach your daughters not to crave nor to suckle undeserving murderous blood, and your sons not to dishonor ancestral sperm in foreign wombs. When you write, fuck them hard with our trauma, anxiety, fears, depression, strategies for daily survival, and centuries of terror. Only then, when you die, will our ancestors welcome you. I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of sweetness. Okay? A little love. It's called The Market, also known as La Maqueta. I saw you shopping in the market, filling your baskets with love. I saw your wrinkled hands and determined eyes. I watched your steps and the smile on your choco face, squeezing tomatoes and melon, reaching for each fruit and vegetable. You caressed chicken and fish with the same tenderness you caressed us children. You filled with thoughts of mixing abuela ingredients in your kitchen to fill our stomachs. Only the best will be chosen for your sacred pots. I heard your voices, laughter, and chorus with the women at the market and saw your pride as each woman echoed how pretty and big I had become. They insist, even when you protest, on putting a penny, nickel, or dime in the little purse I carried. I smiled and thanked them. You watched closely as I counted each treasured coin and waited until you walked in the part of the market that sold beautiful scarves, earrings, dresses, blouses, and skirts. You pretend not to see me making my purchases. I saw you keeping a close watch on the merchants and bartering with your eyes. I could not wait to surprise you, but I did. After supper, we children waited for the appropriate moment and presented you with our hearts. You protesting, pretending to refuse the love before you. It seemed an eternity before you opened your gift, revealing a beautiful red lace shawl with flowers. Tears formed in your eyes, and everyone gathered around you to touch the soft material. We children jumped up and down, shouting, "Put it on, Grandma! Put it on!" You draped it around your shoulders, stood, head held high, regal, elegant, and stately, while we children laughed and skipped around you singing, "Grandma, Grandma, you're a queen." Yeah. Let me get back to my shit. No, kidding. Do white mothers cry? Do white mothers cry? Do white mothers rejoice and panic at the birth of sons? Do white mothers fear son deaths? Do white mothers pray with and for sons and male loved ones before sending them out into the world? Do white mothers give instructions to sons for navigating a society which hates and fears them? Do white mothers teach sons how to avoid confrontations and encounters with police officers and other potential threats? Do white mothers teach their sons how to keep silent in the face of life-threatening harassment for walking, driving, laughing, and breathing? Do white mothers spend their waking hours worrying whether or not their sons and male loved ones will return home safely? Are white mothers' memories and dreams accented with thoughts of lynchings, beatings, rapes, and indignities? Do white mothers see police officers as protectors while we see terrorists? Do white mothers garden, grow dead sons? Do white mothers' gardens grow dead sons? This woman, this black woman, sister, aunt, cousin, and friend wants to know, do white mothers cry? Thank you. This is it's a tribute to a special woman that I know. I met in my neighborhood one morning, and we developed a wonderful friendship. Daily affirmation. Daily Daily she walks throughout neighborhoods, supermarket cart, stuffed with bottles and cans. Our eyes meet, we smile, and her mouth whispers, I have children to feed. I save bottles and cans like a lover gathers flowers from her garden to share with her beloved. She smiles and thanks me, knowing this giving is not pity nor charity. This becomes our ritual, an affirmation of human connect, a union of women, mothers, sisters in survival mode. No child will go hungry on our watch. We are fearless in our determination. Bottles and cans have become a language we share, translated bread, milk, rice, beans, fruits, juice, and vegetables. We are victorious and children well-fed. Tomorrow, garbage cans, bags, rubber gloves, and surgical masks will replace tonight's celebration. Thank you. And this is for grandmothers and aunties who had no voice. Who did your grandmother and aunt dream about? Who did your grandmother and aunt dream about? Who was their first and one true love? Don't be surprised to learn it was not your grandfather. Or the guy your aunt identified as her boyfriend. The one who always showed up at family gatherings and special events, later disappearing. Who was your grandmother and aunt's best friend? What were their life choices and why? How did they believe, or did they believe they had any? Did they invent and create their lives? What were their favorite colors and how did these colors make them feel? Did they share stories of crying loneliness and silent, secreted fears? Did you discover later on that their true stories were buried beneath family folklore, hidden in family photographs? Did you listen as they poured their souls out? If they did you really listen or dismiss them as uncomfortable tales of ancient women you'd rather not hear? Who were the female neighbors living next door and down the street, the ones you remembered as a child and called aunties, the ones who gave joyous gatherings inviting women and a man or two, the ones neighbors gossiped about, but who were always welcomed in grandma and auntie's homes. The women who neighborhood husbands secretly desired and swore they could turn. Who was your aunt's roommate? The one she shared a home with until their deaths. Please tell me, who did your grandmother and aunt dream about? It's raining Ferguson. Okay. It's okay, children's ears. Okay. And if anyone has sensitive ears, close them, shut them. because of the times and everything. What we need realness. We need authenticity. No more bullshit and hiding. Okay. It's Rainey Ferguson, dedicated to the murdered children of black mothers' wombs. A black girl child's womb is carved for pain from the day she is born and then she grows. A black mother could go mad living in the belly of the beast. A black mother could go mad counting the bodies of other black mothers' murdered sons and daughters, seeing the child of her womb in each murdered face. A black woman could turn off her heart, deciding not to birth children, only to have them murdered living in the belly of the beast. A black mother's rage is silenced by those who love her, knowing her pain would lead her to avenging her empty womb. A black mother's rage does not bury itself in marches, protests, tears, nor piercing screams in the night no one hears, only her aching heart. Are the children of white mothers' wombs the only children seen as human and worth protecting? White mother sons are allowed to act as predators and welcomed home as heroes for the murders of black mothers, sons, and daughters, leaving justice repeatedly battered and raped on the ground. How many times have I hoped that maybe this time this insatiable, scaled-masked hoe will remove her mask, turning on her American pimp, allowing justice to finally prevail? My rage knows no bounds, witnessing the murders of beloved sons and daughters of black mothers' wombs. I have lived moments when I felt I could not breathe each time I witnessed a repeated truth. Black sons and daughters are not safe here. There is no justice for those living in black skin. So like our resilient, strong, determined, courageous ancestors whose blood flows like the Nile River and Euphrates through our veins, we forge on. Why, white boy? What makes white cops and civilians enraged at the sight of a black man? Is it his swagger, the one you love emulating? His smile, his confidence, his genius, his desirability, his creativity? Did you catch desire in your woman's eyes when he walked by? Is it his creativity, his masculinity, the unmistakable beauty of his rich black skin? Is it knowing he's the father of civilization? Or is it your pathology, your feelings of inadequacy? White boy, yeah, you white boy, I'm talking to you. After generations, are you still questioning your dick and its effectiveness? Are you still obsessing? Are you still obsessing in the mythology you created of a super black dick? Is this still enough to warrant the death of black sons, you sick, pathetic bastards? There is no hiding in plain sight. White KK robes walk hand in hand with uniform, non-peaceful cops, giving sanction to murder blacks, people of color, and the poor. What has changed? Nothing. Even President Obama's birth was questioned. Whites have never respected the authority of blacks. It is both taught and ingrained DNA truth. The beast is insatiable and will stop at nothing. What human being lives to conquer the universe, the environment, and her peoples? White mother allies. I want white mother allies so enraged by the murders of black mothers' sons. They stormed the halls of government and police departments declaring war on white supremacy, confronting psychotic white males and females obsessed with black penises, manhood, and unfounded fear. I want white mother allies to dismount pedestals carved in skin privilege, entitlement, racism, and oppression. I want white mother allies refusing to spread their legs and only giving up their pussy when the murders of black mother sons and white supremacy ends. White mothers, should the time ever come, who will march, protest, scream for your sons and daughters? Who will send for the wailing women? It's Rainey Ferguson. White mothers, listen carefully. It's raining Ferguson. And there will come a time when black mothers no longer cry alone. One more? Can I do one more? A short one? One short one. Thank you.
That phone was everything.
Love you. I want to do, you know what I would like to do? It's a very short poem, but I brought somebody here special with me. It's a very short poem. And he's my brother, my biological brother. Okay, let's be clear. He's my biological brother, and he's a pushcart prize winner for this year. And he has a prize-winning poem. I would like him to end with him. Okay, baby.
My big sister here. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me here? Okay. I want to thank I tell you, it is so wonderful to see so many young faces out here, and especially all the young ladies that were sitting out here. This is our future. And, they have to hear all of this. Everything that's said is so powerful and so meaningful. And I really hope they're encouraged to take it away. It's up to us to keep it flowing for them. Okay. Also, I want to, while I'm up here, I want to thank my gente, Bronx Arts Factory, and CBC for allowing this to happen and for giving me a chance to come up here. I'm not much of a poetry reader, more of an essayist, and I do a lot of political writing, but these are poems that. Okay, I'll do one. Okay, I'm going to do one here. Okay, I'll do the one that got a lot of steam here. Okay, it's called "I America." It was inspired by Langston Hughes' poem "I Too," and also considering the political climate that we're in right now. It's like we have to address anything politically now. So, okay, it's called "I America." America is my home. This is where I'm from. Generations past, my ancestors were stolen from their homeland, brought here in chains. Generations since, we've worked hard to be Americans, this without choice, because for the most part, it's all we know. We've been given reluctant invitation of assimilation, unequal justice after the fact. We are made to feel like occupying refugees. This state of reality wasn't asked for, it was forced upon us. We remain the only race of people in these United States not given the choice of coming to these shores of our own volition. There has never been any open-armed welcome, benefits or opportunities unearned. Give us your weak, poor, etc. never applied. Though we've managed advancement, assimilation, as a people, we continue to struggle within the structure of a nation in denial, a nation of false promise, blinded by its own dark truths, a nation in fear of its own reflection, a nation unwilling to correct its misdeeds, of challenging the truth of its origin. These are our American realities. James Baldwin wrote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." I thank you so much for allowing me to read my poem. Thank you.
I'll get a seat. Mi gente, let's give her amazing spoken words artists. A really, really strong round of applause. They all deserve it. Henry, Lorraine, you guys are amazing.
This is English shield generators off.
Hi, honey. How are ya?
I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
You gotta learn your body, pace yourself, and have fun. So let's go have fun.
Right here on BronxNet Television, channel 67.
We are gonna get ready. Tonight, we are really happy to have with us in house Underground System. They are an amazing Afrobeat alternative band that is gonna bring. And when I met Underground System, one thing that I like the most is their music, their sound, and also their message. So thank you so much, Underground System, to be here with us tonight. And let's all dance!
Well, guys, get up on stage. Thank you, Dianaris. I saw you guys already dancing, so we're gonna have a good time for show. I hear something. I need the keyboard. Thank you so much. Can we get a little more sound on the keyboard? Thank you. Yes! Oh my God! All right, we're Underground System. We came here all the way from Brooklyn, New York to be here, and we're really happy to be here for you. Second time in the Bronx, and we love it. We love it. Yo, what's up with, was it Henry Gonzalez? Is that your name? Eso! And Lorraine. Damn, you guys are beautiful, man. What's next? I don't want to. Okay, this song is called I Don't Wanna. Like, I don't wanna, be bothered while I'm dancing with my girls, dude. We love you boys, but, sometimes we just gotta, take it easy. We're just using a little bit of getting a little feedback. Maybe a little high on the
I don't know where the
saxophone.
feedback's coming from, but I don't think my berry needs to be that loud, if that helps. It might not be
I don't know
berry,
where
though, I don't
Yanni.
know. And
How you doing, everybody?
Hello?
Eso.
Yeah, but this room can't handle it.
Turn down the berry.
Everything has to be soft.
Oh, and the Shekere mic is not on.
Hello, ha, ha, ha,
The Shekere voice mic. Maybe it's switch it up. Ha. I can't hear my girl Olise, and she's got such a pretty voice. Ooh. While we're fixing that, we have a song that we haven't played in a while, but we wanted to bring it to you. Where's that?
I think it's your vocal mic.
Is it me? It might be me. I'm off. Hello? Hello? I think it's me. Hello, papi.
Hello.
Hello. I think it might be my mic. There. So we have a song that we haven't played in a while, but I wanted to play it for you. It's called 95 South. I mainly grew up in different places, but part of it was in Miami. Oh, just kidding. Not that song. It's another song. But it's still a fun song. Okay. This one's in our new album that's coming out called Rent Party. Like, you gotta pay the rent, so you have a party to pay the rent. Right? we go. And we need yeah. We don't have any Barry vocal, and we need Barry vocal and Shekere vocal. There we go. Yes. Hello, everybody.
Do me.
I know you working your butt off on the sound, man. Oh, we need Shekere still. We still need Shekere. Is it on? Check if it's on.
It was on before.
There we go. Check it. She's cut off. That's right. That's what we're saying. She is cut off. But we need her. We need her so bad. Well, this song is called 95 South. And Lolisa's going to join me on vocals here, if you want to join me up in here until they fix them up. And this is a song that was dedicated to the women that I knew in Miami, in Florida. So it's called 95 South. Esta es una canción para todas mis mujeres. Eso. Esas mujeres que son muy fuertes, pero también tienen un corazón de guarapito. Checatón. take it down, take it down, take it down. That's it. Ha. Mujer, escúcheme. Fuerza y valor son tu vestido. Tu poder, hermana. I say, sister, listen, sister, whoa. You are strong, strong, sister, yeah. That's it. still don't have yeah. Can you check yours? Check it.
Check her mic. Check.
Our checker player still has no mic, sadly. So we might need to have her share my mic. And since we're in Bronx, we decided to do a cover that we love from ESG. Who loves ESG? Anybody like it? whatever. Okay, so are we out of here or what? All right, we out. We out of here. We out of here. We out of here. Take it easy, boys. Not down. Don't slow it down. Don't slow it down. We out of here like this. Ha, ha. You still with us? All right. This is in Italian, but if you know Spanish, you'll get it. Stamattina partigiano portami via che mi sento di morire, partigiano portami via che mi sento di morire, partigiano portami via che mi sento di morire, partigiano portami via. Stamattina partigiano portami via. Stamattina appena alzata devo andare a lavorare. Laggiù in risaggia, sotto il sole fra le settine. Lavoro, mi tocca. Il capo in piedi col suo bastone, non cupe a lavorare. Bella ciao, 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 bella. Lavoro infame per pochi soldi e tua vita, consumare. Ma verrà il giorno che tutti quanti lavoreremo in libertà. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, done, y'all. How you feeling? You want? We're done, but we can do one more for you if you want. Okay, how about you guys just join us since you guys are singing? Wait, what?
Check. No, yeah, it works now.
No. Yamil always coming through. All right. Okay, so this one, since you guys are in the dancing mood, we'll just keep it going. We're just gonna do the old traditional Afro-Venezuelan way, just sing and call and response and dance, and that's it. No other instruments but drums. Here we go. Get something. Oh, you want for having us. Mi gente, Lantis, Tairanis, The Point, the Bronx. What am I missing? Thank you so much for having us. Please look us up. Underground System on Insta Grizzles. We're up in there, so just hashtag us, Underground System. And please come out, hang out with us. We love you guys. Your energy is amazeballs. Wepa! Wepa! Hace eso.
This amazing organizer. Deiranis is an organizer with our organization, the Sister Circle Collective in Deiranis. A few years ago was like, I want to throw a dope music festival. And we're like, do it. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna. And then she does. Like, Deiranis is an amazing woman, an amazing cultural organizer, an amazing person who, day after day, all of the things that she does in order to bring us joy, and in these times that we're out on the streets, we're doing all of this stuff, this joy, this moment that we shared in this room is so important. So I want to thank Deiranis for allowing us to do that, so thank you.
I couldn't do this without the support of like so many people. This is not just me, this is a community. I have The Point, I have me, I have the Sister Circle Collective, I have the spoken words artists that wants to come and share their stories. I have Underground System that say yes to this. So this is not only one person, it takes a community. And that's the concept that we need to take back home, that when we work, we need to work in community. We need to work with our people, but in a positive way. And this is something that my co-creator partners, he's always mentioning that. When we create from a positive position. We are angry and it's okay, but we're gonna take all that energy, we're gonna create shit happen. For those that said that they wanted to volunteer afterwards, I'll take your offer. Thank you.
Bella ciao ciao. Bella ciao ciao. Bella ciao. Bella ciao ciao. Bella ciao ciao. Bella ciao. Stamattina mi son svegliata stamattina. Oh stamattina mi sono svegliata e ho trovato l'invasore. Ho trovato l'invasore.